Welcome to the first broker mastermind. The first one. Yeah, you're part of history right here. So, like I said, let's just go around the room and introduce everybody in the room, and then also take some time and hear everybody that's on Zoom. So my name's Michael. I am the broker. If you haven't met me, please come in and say hi. You can always call me. I think I know everybody on the list, though. I don't know if I heard any names that I don't know. But look forward to so let's do one interesting fact like you did on the.
No.
All right. So, but if everybody doesn't know, I said this at the other day, but I have a pet emu. So his name's Kevin, a pet emu.
Cool. Emu.
Yeah.
So
like an ostrich. It looks like an ostrich.
Kevin's awesome.
He's
I met Kevin.
No value other than entertainment. So
he's from a movie too, right?
He's from that movie Up.
Right? Yeah. Well, movie Up. That's how you get
I know that.
Yeah.
I watched it a million times when my son was little.
What a weird name for a bird. Have you seen the movie? I was like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And Kevin really likes grapes.
He loves grapes.
You know how much Natalia loved Kevin? Natalia loves Kevin, right?
I guess. tell everybody. I don't know. Tell me what you know.
I remember. I thought she said, I guess his emo.
Yeah.
What made you buy an emu?
I didn't buy any of it.
Oh, where did they come from?
Armando down the street gave me it.
Oh,
he was getting rid of an emu, so I took him.
You're like, okay.
All right. Let's go this way. Let's go.
What are we doing? Say interesting fact.
Just interesting fact.
Who you are.
Fact.
Frank DeMuto, I said this and that. I waited 13 and a half hours in line to be in Hill in front row one time, and I wasn't even the first headline.
And he's also getting his black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu this July. So June. Sorry, June.
And he's dedicating it to me.
I'm Dane Toussaint. Interesting fact, big detail. I'm a diehard Vikings fan. I'm just wanting one Super Bowl before I die. And I ain't got it yet.
I feel your pain. I only saw one in '85, so
I got one, man.
That's awesome.
I'm Doug Summers. Interesting fact, as I said in the breakfast, this is a table where, just like all my families always come to Thanksgiving. I'm one of 9 and rock and roll. I'm ready.
9 kids. That's awesome.
I wanted to ask you this: how many boys and how many girls?
4 boys, 5 girls, and I'm at the bottom.
The youngest? You're the youngest?
Not the second youngest.
Oh.
2 of us born in the same year. My sister and I.
The boys, they never got to use the bathroom. There was just in the backyard,
I
right?
really know what a bathroom was. You got a voice where you're strong enough.
We'll come
You
together
got to
after
beat
we
up
go.
a sister or an apple. So it's crazy.
That's wild.
I'm Evo. You know, I'm just here. You know, just kidding. I don't know. There's not much interesting about me. I play video games sometimes. I haven't in a while because I'm working more now. But you can watch my stuff on Twitch. I make TikToks.
What's your favorite game? Go to.
That's hard. That's a hard decision.
The one you play the most.
The one I play the most, probably like I play Fortnite a lot because my friends play it. So that's why I play that one.
There you go.
But and then I watch movies all the time too. That's like the main thing I do is watch movies.
What's your favorite movie?
That's a long topic. But I'm trying to. I can't even think. My favorite movie, like as of I can think of right now, is Blade Runner 2049. That movie's big. That movie's a masterpiece.
Yeah, I gotta watch it. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really love that.
I'm Sherry Lewis.
Sherry.
I don't know what's interesting.
something you've done. I mean, something.
I've been in real estate 21 years. I have 1 daughter, and I've known him for 20 years.
Wow.
Wow.
20 years. I'm sorry. Well, that's interesting. That's it.
Well, how did you guys meet? How did you?
Yeah.
Huh?
How did you meet? Same brokerage?
How did I meet her?
Yeah.
Her.
Well, wait. Actually, I'm asking her. Her turn.
You're looking at me.
I know. How did you meet mine? You guys same brokerage? What's that?
Our parents knew each other.
Oh.
Her mom owned a real estate brokerage, and my mom was her mom.
There you go.
Small world.
My name is Faisal, and I'm a U.S. Army vet. Served in Afghanistan for 2 years. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. Let's go shoot.
To be honest,
Mike's
man,
trying to put together the
I stay
shooting
far
range,
away
eh?
from weapons.
Yeah,
I saw what they do firsthand, and I'm like,
done with it.
Look at your arms. Those are weapons.
Yeah.
Stay away from weapons.
Have to reload.
I have to go after that,
Yeah.
Better escape this country.
right?
Yeah.
Jacqueline Richard with Barrett Financial. Interesting fact, I'm from Oklahoma. Which a lot of people, from here,
An
She's
Okie.
like one of 5 people.
An Okie.
Yeah.
You know,
What part of Oklahoma?
It's a really small town called Muldrow.
Aren't they all smart towns?
Right, yeah.
My dad's family's from Trenton.
Really?
Yeah.
His family lives in Oklahoma City in Norman.
Who?
Colleen.
Oh, really? Oh, your wife, yeah. Right, we talked about that like at the very beginning. Yeah.
You know my wife.
Yeah.
That's her.
Yeah.
I lived in Yukon for a little while.
Yeah.
You went to college up there,
Like,
right?
it's like we all are connected somewhere somehow. Like everything.
Garth Brooks, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Garrett Brooks was one of my family roommate in college.
And there's one more country guy from Oklahoma.
I'm sure there's a lot more.
Yeah.
There's like 500 people there, 250 of them are. The other half are managers.
I was gonna say half the state there.
Also, let's run through the people that are.
On the beach.
Another guy.
Summerwood, like literally
Yeah.
grew up like 10 miles.
No.
From where I grew up. Yeah.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Marlowe. For those of you that don't know me. Fun fact for me, you probably heard this at breakfast. I've fought competitive martial arts for a long time. And I was ranked #1 in 7 states for 2 years. Won the Illinois State Championships twice, took 4th in the national tournament. So I lived and breathed it for about 5 years.
And you were an athlete all when you were younger. I mean, you were in martial arts. You played
Oh,
football.
I played
You
football.
played
basketball.
baseball too, right?
Yeah, baseball. I played baseball until I was 25. I
Yeah.
walked onto a semi-pro team for a while. So
Yeah, that's your go-to story.
Yeah.
Trying to walk on that lifestyle.
I caught for a guy who got signed by the Boston Red Sox.
Really?
There you go.
There you go. Look at that. That's an interesting fact.
Made your story better. Next break.
Who was it?
Huh?
Who was it?
I don't remember. That was like 20 years ago.
I'm a baseball guy and I know catching is sucked,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna catch a 100-mile-an-hour fastball and he goes 110,
Well,
there's a difference.
his,
Yeah.
he wasn't,
Yeah.
he threw the fastball a little bit, but he was there, the scout was there, and we had this little huddle with his agent and my coach and me, and he said, listen, they want to see that I can throw the curve. So he's like, you better make me look good. And I'm like, okay, great. And he was awful at the curve. But, I was dirt everywhere by the time I got done because he was throwing in the dirt so much, and and I had to make him look good. So no pass balls. So for me, it was scooping everything up, But yeah, he got signed.
Awesome.
Okay, let's go through the Zoom people. So, Ryan, you want to start? Just introduce yourself and interesting fact. If you can hear us.
My name's Ryan Longenecker, and I'm a huge NASCAR fan.
Oh, sweet.
And, of course, my branding and everything is the racing agent.
Oh, that's cool.
I like that.
All
That's
right.
right.
Helen, you want to go next?
Hello?
Yep. We read you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm Helen Hansen and I'm a Floridian, Lakeland, Florida. Born and raised there, and I'm a grandmother, and I don't really have any hobbies. I used to do a lot of swimming. I was on the swimming team in Florida. Taught swimming for about 5 years through Red Cross. That's about it.
Excellent. That's awesome.
Enrique. Let's hear it.
Yes, Buenos días a todos. ¿Cómo estamos?
Buenos dias.
Buenos dias. My name is Enrique Ceballos. I've been a realtor for a couple years, 7 years, I would say. I wanna say something. If you have a client, an Hispanic client that doesn't speak English, don't reject them. Don't send them away. Send them my way, and we'll split it up. Hey
There
guys,
you go.
Hey, will you
We
send us all
also
the
have-
ones that speak only English? That sounds like a good trade-off. I like that.
¿qué pasó, vato loco?
She can hit it for the site.
One more thing, guys. One more thing. Myself and Raimundo, we run an office in the West Side. If you guys know an agent on the West Side that we can recruit him, send it our way as well. Okay, so don't send them away. Just send it our way, and we'll take care of it. Right, Frank?
Let's say it again.
Send all the West Side agents to.
Yes, always.
We're gonna get some people over there. We're gonna fill it up.
Yeah, that's the goal. That's the goal, guys. And that's it. When I'm not a realtor, I'm a chaplain. I'm a church. I'm a very religious people. I'm a very religious guy. I have studies in theology, Christian theology. I've been through a couple certifications. I read a lot of books, and that's really my hobby, guys.
That's awesome.
That's it. That's it.
Alrighty. Nick, you want to go?
Sure. Hello, everybody. My name is Nick.
So
Can you hear me?
yeah, we got you loud and clear.
Okay. I guess I'm one of the East Coast connections. I grew up in New Jersey, along the East Coast. Grew up there, and my kids spent most of their adult life sailing, and I sailed also. So something that I had a beach to boat and come out to Arizona for warmer weather. Spent most of my life in mortgage banking, okay, and built and managed real estate most of my life. So I'm here to try to share some of that experience with everybody. And out here and enjoying my 2 grandkids. So.
Awesome.
And he brought cannolis to the Christmas party.
And I brought
Yeah.
cannolis. for
Now
the
that's
Christmas.
Italian.
So.
True Italian.
You'll never be hungry. Frank and I around.
All right, Veronica, you want to go? There we go.
Good morning.
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 Good morning. Let's see. Veronica Morrow, live up in Prescott. I'm actually around the corner. Fun fact. I'll be there in like 2 minutes. But let's see. What was
You're
I?
always late.
Always, yeah. Fun fact, always late. Yes. Let's see. I've been an agent for going on, I think, almost 10 years. Had a mortgage license for 30. Hobby, I love to fly fish. Took that up this year, fly fishing and kayaking. That's my new hobby this year. And let's see, also fun fact, my birth certificate says I was born on the side of a highway in Fresno, California. It says Highway 89, Fresno, California. My dad delivered me.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty
I
awesome.
hope he washed his hands when he.
Right? Yeah. So
Only
anyway,
great.
yep.
Well,
So
cool.
see you guys shortly.
That
Okay, we'll see you in a few
explains everything.
Yep, fast and crazy for sure. Came into the world crazy like.
That makes sense, actually. Yeah,
Yeah, doesn't it? I was ready to come
100
in.
miles an hour.
Always. But
awesome.
yeah,
Well, we'll see you in a few minutes, I guess.
Yep. See you guys in a few.
Alrighty. Carla, you want to go?
No, skip me. I'm just kidding. My name is Carla. I've been an agent for almost 3 years now. Hobby of mine, one of my hobbies is I like to build cars, either old school, new. I just like to modern, like make them cool, suspension, all that kind of stuff.
Awesome. That's so cool.
I know she has, I don't know what kind of car it is because I don't know anything about cars, but she has this one and I'm like, that's a cool car. I'm like, man, I want that car.
You got a buyer.
Yeah.
I know. We'll talk later, Evo.
Okay, Tere, I know you're not feeling that well, but if you want to go, you can.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not feeling too well. My name is Tere, and I'm from Anaheim, California,
Disneyland.
Yeah.
aka
Angel.
Disneyland. Yeah, and if you have Spanish
Specifically
speaking
just
clients,
Disney. Yeah.
what?
I said specifically from Disneyland.
Yeah, born and raised on the Matterhorn.
Wow, that's a fun
Was
fact.
Yeah.
was
Fast fact.
was
Yeah.
was also gonna mention that if anyone has Spanish speaking clients, you could also send them my way.
Teresita, you didn't tell the most important thing. It's not just today, it's Teresita,
So Tere,
you.
Tere and I, we need to talk and sit down so we can negotiate.
Y'all can fight over the Spanish speaking clients. So.
Yeah,
Right,
we
we
should
got-
meet up, Enrique.
Oh, we will. I'll look for you.
Okay, we
For
got
sure.
there's a lot of people in here. Jeez. Jasmine? Is that how you say it? Did I say it right?
That's just.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah,
I don't know how to
Jasmine.
read. I'm not good at reading, so you know.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So my name is Jasmine. I've been in real estate for just shy over 3 years now. I don't know. It's hard to see if I have anything interesting about me. I'm just gonna say, something I'm scared of, and some of my clients know, like I won't go into a house if there's just like a cat in there, but I'm terrified of cats. I'll tell them, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm here, go on ahead," and then I'll circle back with you guys once you guys finish doing the home.
Hey, they, yeah. Anyways, that's true.
Just send them in there with that. You're like, just go look. It's fine.
Yeah. That's awesome.
All right. We got Kelly. Can you hear us? Maybe. Maybe not.
You there, Kelly?
After I sang, she left.
I'm out of here.
Frank's gonna sing a song.
Okay, we'll skip you for now, and then I don't know how to read. Is it Byron?
Yes.
Okay.
Byron.
Can you hear us?
Breon?
It might be Bree. I don't know.
Brandon?
Yeah, that could be it too, honestly.
There, Brand?
Can you hear us? Maybe not. Oh, there we go.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike.
Hey,
You know my
yeah,
name. You know my name, man. Come on, Mike.
Yeah.
What's going on?
What is it? Is it Breon? Okay.
Yeah, it's Breon. Sorry, let me put a little light on it. Good morning, everybody. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good.
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 So just
good.
introduce yourself and just one fun fact that you have.
All right, Breon Miller, been doing real estate for the last couple years, trying to get back into it a little bit more heavily. Own a company called Full Circle Financial. Fun fact, I used to play professional basketball. Got a chance to travel quite a bit, and like Michael Marlowe and like Frank, I have a little bit of fighting and sports in the background, so that's pretty cool. Also, if you got Spanish speaking clients, you can send them my way. That's a no, just playing.
Espanol.
Poquito habla español. Sí.
We're growing. We're growing. Watch out for us, guys. Watch out.
I'm just playing. I don't speak that much Spanish, just a little bit to get by.
We'll throw that in there, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fake it till you make it.
Just say Portuguese. If you got Portuguese, send it to Breon,
Yeah.
Whether you speak it or not,
Absolutely.
you'll take it, right?
Yeah. I'm well versed in many different languages.
Don't be like Frank. He only say bad words in Spanish.
And Italian too. I speak fluent BS in Italian.
Mute Frank.
Anyone else?
I think that is everyone, unless Leslie wants to go. Leslie's in here.
Leslie's on Zoom?
Yeah.
Leslie, you're on Zoom?
Yeah, I think, yeah, that's what
20 feet
You
away.
can always come on in here, Leslie. I mean, you're right around the corner.
Stay in the office. There's just Kelly, but I don't know if she's on or she can hear us. You gonna go, Leslie?
Were you guys talking to me?
You talking to me? Hey, you're talking to me?
You talking to me?
Yeah, just introduce yourself and fun fact.
Oh, gosh, okay. Fun fact, I'm 72. I have 8 children and 20 grandchildren. I'm just kidding.
You look great. for
72? Atta girl.
I'm just going older and older.
Mess with
What?
Texas.
Yes, I am from Texas. I get my twang on occasionally. Gosh, I have 6 kids, 11 grandkids. Life is a circus. I love my job. I love it here. Love the people that I work with, that I get to meet every day. It's amazing. It's a great company. And that's pretty much me in a nutshell.
Don't be so enthusiastic.
I'm sorry.
Sleep in your office or what?
Sorry to wake you, dear.
Maybe you need to get your Red Bull.
Yeah. Thank you, Leslie.
If you want, just walk down the hallway and sit with us. But,
She's too tired.
She's got all
those children.
So that's everybody?
yeah, there's just Kelly, can you hear us or do you want to go? She might not be able to.
Danielle, you want to go real quick?
I'm Danielle and I was licensed from 2000 to 2006. I was primarily a listing agent.
How old were you at that time?
22, 23.
Part of that story.
Yeah, and was mildly successful, learned the listing side really well, learned how to prospect really well, and then had some horrible life events that kind of took me out of real estate, became a caregiver to my grandpa for a long time and had a lot of family deaths, and then found myself in a place that I had call reluctance and I couldn't even answer the phone to confirm a doctor's appointment. So I took a call reluctance class when I got back into real estate, and then I went and sold 20 homes last year, or 16, and leased 4 last year. So yeah,
That's
so
called, we're gonna call the business comeback.
yeah. So, yeah.
Calling it a comeback.
Well, and fun fact about me, the reason why I think this brokerage would be my landing spot, and I heard, Frank's story of his comeback and how, the divorce shattered his life and then he married a supermodel. So, and then Mike's story of having nothing and losing it all and coming back. And I think it was when you said that you took your son to lunch with the last $100. I was like, okay, this is the guy that knows what's really important.
I don't even think it was $100. I think it was less than that.
Yeah.
Hey, Mom, can you come pick us up?
I don't think you really can.
You got a 6-year-old son going. 6-year-old son going, Dad, where's the car?
Oh, man.
So then,
Hey, I can laugh about
Where's
it now.
the meatloaf?
It wasn't funny at the time, but it's.
I know the feeling.
so I know the prospecting side and I know calls and I know how to engage with people, and that been told I have a gift. I don't understand that gift, but whatever it is, I want to share it with people. And beyond that, I'm gonna need these guys to coach me in every other area of business. So I'm happy to help anybody get back on the phone if they're down and out.
I'll tell you your gift is empathy and energy. Would you say you have a lot of empathy for people and you always bring a lot of energy when you do so?
I will be your hype girl. Call me.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, welcome.
Glad you're
Yeah, welcome. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. So we wanted to kind of go over the state of the company. We wanted to go over the state of the market. This is kind of an informal class, if you will, and we wanted to kind of go over some objections that we can overcome. Where the state of the mortgage industry is, and then also any questions you guys have. We want to open it up and then just have like a discussion about anything that we can help you guys with as a brokerage, anything that we could be better at, anything you guys want help with. So just be thinking about that. We'll leave kind of the last little bit to go over that kind of stuff.
Think of it as an open collaboration. I mean, we do want to cover a few topics that we think are important or what's out there. Then we want to open up to everybody to really share, you know, what their struggles or help with or anything like that. So let's kick it off.
Yeah. Yeah. So just a little bit of state of the market. Who's heard that the market's, you know, in a bad spot recently? Who's heard that, like, oh, the market's so terrible? You guys have been hearing
Yeah.
You hear it, right?
The truth.
Okay. So last month there was not last month. In December there was 7,000 closings just in Maricopa County, Pinal County area, right? Last month there was 3,100. There's currently active on the market 15,448 listings in the Maricopa MLS, right? I didn't get Prescott and Tucson. There's some other areas that we don't have. So 15,448 active listings. There's also right now under contract or pending 8,419. So that's a lot, right? So in January there was 3,192 closed transactions. So if you look at, like, if you imagine the market as being like a graph, right? You have ups and downs. We already talked about it's cyclical, it goes up and down. Well, traditionally in the Arizona market, November, December are going to be your slowest months, right? But it always picks up in January, and then it just kind of steamrolls through February, March, April, May, June, July. And it starts to taper off once school starts getting in, right? And it leads up into people want to be in their homes before the school starts, right? And so really now is the time that people are going to start preparing. They're going to want to get pre-qualified. They're going to want to talk to their lender to make sure how much they can get qualified. Talk to you guys, make sure what they can do to prepare for their upcoming move in the summertime. Okay. So, you know, so generally if you looked at a chart, you know, it kind of like be flat November through January, and then it start picking back up February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then it just kind of starts tapering down as far as activity in the market. So just something to keep in mind, you know, not to say that you can't sell a home in the off months, you know, September through January. There's always somebody to sell. There's always someone that's wanting to buy, but those are going to be your hot market, your hot points. During the craziness of the last 2 years, there was like 3,500 active listings, on the market in the valley. 3,500, and so what was happening was nobody had an opportunity to buy anything because there was no inventory. We have 5 times that. So as a buyer, you're in a really good spot because you can come in, and be able to negotiate with a seller.
I will say this, Mike, from what I'm seeing and from what I'm selling, when this normal market started, 9 months ago-ish, that was the thought process I had was, hey, we can negotiate a bit more. But as months are going on, we're seeing less and less of that.
So it's starting to change a little bit recently. It has started to change in the sense of you're not able to come down and say, hey, we want 50 grand off,
correct,
2% closing costs.
Right. So now we're having to build it back into the price. You know, they're negotiating, but not as what I thought it was.
Do you think that might have something to do with now people have more realistic expectations about what their home is worth before they list it? Like the ones that were on the market, like, okay, they thought they were going to get Chris. Now the next people that are coming in listing, like, we know we're not going to get what we were getting. So it's more realistic. I don't know. It's
possible.
Yeah. At least some of that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I can't say, you know, the why portion of it, but certainly it's not as aggressive as what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. So if a home is on the market, you know, just like any market, if it's a desirable home, you're not going to be able to negotiate as much, right? If it's a
and
home,
and if it's a good price, I mean, that's the one I'm seeing is like my you know, my median is like 5 to 7. And in that piece, there's not a whole lot of negotiating going on.
Yeah.
There's just not.
Yeah.
And when I am getting that 2%, it's, we're having to build it back into the price.
Yeah.
So you're still overpaying a little bit.
So it's fairly a balanced market.
It's very balanced.
Yeah.
It's extremely, I think that's what my point was.
Yeah.
Is that it's not a giveaway and it's not a open up your wallet either.
Yeah.
It's something very, doable.
To your point, Tina Tambor, you guys know who Tina Tambor is?
Yes.
She's saying right now that 50% of contracts have concessions.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right? So 50% have, 50% don't. So that's that's very balanced, right?
Yeah.
You have, with where were we at? 15,000 active listings. 3,500 was during the time when we had crazy market, right? Where there was no inventory. And
I'm standing in line showing houses
Yeah.
on Saturday, one other people.
You'd be like 30, 40
Yeah.
people there.
I had a 2-hour
Oh,
open
my
house
God.
and there's 31 people there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
What's your average days on listing?
60, 75, yeah, on there.
Here, I don't know about your.
Yeah,
place.
Prescott was 144,
Oh, no kidding.
and then we dropped to 66.
Really?
Oh, that's awful.
Wow, it's almost half.
So the market's picking up.
Wow.
Yeah. Market's
But
picking
I
up.
think we have a window.
Yeah.
It's a window, if you look at the rates and you look at where we're headed, if you look at the trajectory in the last year, because there's a report inside of Flex. That's the Fannie Mae, and I don't know, I was gonna teach that, I just haven't had a chance, but inside of Flex, you guys should have the same thing. Every appraiser has to give a Fannie Mae sheet along with the appraisal, and it's in when you go to do a CMA, you hit the CMA and do a statistical CMA, and it will give you absorption rate plus days on market across the board. It breaks it down into 3-month sections. So you can really see, and like in Prescott, we had like that gap, like we had a lot of listings that canceled. But it's because, when you're on the market 144 days, I mean, if you look at a 6-month listing, most of them were staying on. So they also came in during that time where the market shifted and the rates increased. And then we went into the slow season.
Yeah.
So then on top of that, so you have those extra days on market. But I think like you're saying, we always are busier January, February.
Right.
Yeah.
But I do believe because of rates and because they're so volatile right now, we will head to where eventually it will become more, I believe, more of a buyer's market. Because you'll end up with more inventory.
Yeah.
But, it's just getting people off the fence.
So-
Wow, it's interesting.
in general,
I think it already is a buyer market here.
Yeah, I would say too, yeah.
It's been for sure.
I
So
think it's price point though too, because I base
Yes.
in different sections, and so there's certain price points that are doing really well. and
luxury
others-
market,
That's
the luxury market is
Still
still
multiple
a seller.
offers happening.
That's what I
Oh,
was
yeah,
gonna say.
Well,
Yeah.
too.
Happened to me this weekend.
And it's in the 500 to 600 price point.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me down here, because it's all, on the Facebook groups, I don't know if you guys follow the real estate Facebook groups. So there's tons of agent groups from down here, and that's what they're saying, in that 500 to 600 price point, tons of like offers that they're competing with. Yet on the lower price points, they're still getting concessions.
Yeah.
In the 350.
I mean, the
price
deal that
point,
I just did is
3%.
at 310, and like what you were saying, we had to go in to get the deal under contract at pretty much list price, but we got the full 3% concession. So I'm like, okay, you still got $9,500.
Yeah, so
there,
I mean,
but
I was anticipating like 310 being like,
Yeah.
we'll give you 285 and we want 2%.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
cool. Yeah, that's not happening. So that is not.
But yeah, we had no other offers at the 310 price. I mean,
Yeah,
it was
no,
just-
That is 365. There's like 3 other houses at that price, pick one.
And are you giving, you have the seller?
No, I have the buyer.
Buyer.
So just to give a frame of reference, I remember looking in 2011, 2012 at how many active properties there were. That was at the bottom, right? 2010 through 2012. There's like 36,000 active homes on the market. So we're still half of where we were at.
Yeah, but that might be because, I think it's we're kind of like the other end of the spectrum. Before, when everybody was buying houses, the interest rates were low, and now the interest rates are high. So they were always worried about, where can I move? I can sell my house for a lot of money, but where am I gonna go? And so it's kind of like, if I sell my house, now I'm gonna spend, and be at 6% mortgage instead of the 2% or 3% mortgage I got now. It's the Goldilocks syndrome. It's like you're waiting for it to be just right. Well, maybe it will get there. It's gonna be a short-lived thing.
After
because
28 years, Frank, I haven't seen it yet. man.
It's cool. Looking for it.
I mean, that's what I tell all the clients I work with. They're like, "Oh, what should I buy? What should I sell?" I'm like, whenever you're prepared, whenever you have your stuff together and you're ready and you can qualify and you can afford the payment, that's when you should move, or that's when you should buy it. Like, if you're trying to time this weird thing, it's not gonna work.
And you know, the cool thing, when you buy a house, say you buy a condo, it's not, maybe you want a house, you buy a condo. And you're in it and it's appreciating. I mean, maybe it goes up or faster or slower, you know, depending on when you buy it, but you can take the equity and move to the other house. And so proportionally, if the market's great and you get more for your condo and you have to pay a lot for a house, it proportionally, it's the same.
Out, yeah.
So you gotta kind of like educate people of that, like, you know, unless you really get caught where you're just like, you're buying a bunch of rentals that you're buying, selling them and you're not living in them.
Yeah.
A little bit different, but most people aren't in that situation. Most people are, it's where they're gonna live, their primary residence.
Well, I think that's the key, education. Yeah. We as agents do a terrible job at educating. I mean, yeah.
And that's why that Fannie Mae report I think is great, because like with my buyers and sellers, it's good to print that report because it will show them like across the board where they're going, days on market. It shows everything on that print. That's a one pager. My sellers are loving
statistics.
Right.
That's it. It's just like, I don't have to tell them.
Yeah,
It's just like, here it is.
Data.
Data.
So it is our job to educate. And so that's why, you know, especially with us as a company, why we try to do things like this so that we can make sure that we're getting that information out so people are better equipped to really present in the best way. So yeah, I mean, we need to do all of us. It's up to all of us to do that.
And like in listing to leads, you could do a hit report. So I send it through List Hub, which I was asking when you just set up. So you can get an upgraded account. Our office is set up now through List Hub. So we send them a hit report through List Hub, and then through Listing to Leads, you can send your seller a hit report too, which shows like how often it's being seen, like click-throughs and things like that. So it'll help you a lot if you're getting to that point where they might have to drop the price in certain areas. Certain areas you don't have to worry about, but other areas you do.
In Chime as well, in Chime, when you have your listing on, you know, your MLS, obviously it'll pull it. You'll have a smart listing and you can send a report every day, every, you know, week or whatever. And it's the same thing, hit report, it's got all the clicks that people have gone on it and all that stuff too.
Yeah, and probably List Hub, because when we look at our individual systems, they only syndicate out to specific things versus List Hub syndicates out to almost 800 to 900 syndications. So it gives them the top like 8 across the board, which is significant compared to what, but if you don't have that service, then using like Chime or Listing to Leads is phenomenal.
I think the best
Just
one
data.
as a listing agent is, it's been 3 weeks, no one's looked at your house.
Right?
We need to have a conversation.
Yeah, right.
It's like we have no
Here's your data.
Right,
Well, that's
the
the
data, that's
biggest piece
it.
of data is, ain't nobody looking, and all the people that are looking aren't homeless, they went and bought something else. They just didn't buy your place.
But people have already seen it within 3 weeks, and only newer people are gonna see it, so if you haven't had an offer.
Well, there's 2 things. Oh, go ahead.
I think that's setting great expectations in the listing appointment to let them know, okay, we're kind of letting the market dictate what your price is. And if we're not getting the activity that we need within the first week, we really need to sit back down and talk about this and talk about a reduction, maybe even talk about the reduction, what you will reduce it to. Just because the longer you sit on the market, it goes
See,
down.
I keep hearing that over and over and over again, and you know, the whole, let's set the no, that's not what I mean to say, sorry. What I was getting at is what can you stomach as we go along? I'm not convinced that's a great conversation, I'll tell you why. People evolve and change as they go through the process. Because today they'll tell you at the listing appointment, because they're strong emotionally, oh yeah, you know, we'll talk about that 2-3 weeks and it'll be great. Well, guess what? After 2 or 3 weeks, now their emotional muscle is less. And now they're thinking, well, you know, maybe 15-ish is better. So I like to kind of go as it's happening. They go, hey, we haven't had the showings, or the showings we have had, here's the feedback. What can you stomach now? What can you stomach now? So in pieces, because I've had great success with that, where people are like, yeah, I know we talked about 10, but maybe we should do 15 or 20 because we really got to go. And now they're not in this position of like feeling stupid. Yeah. Like, well, I said that, but now I got to change my mind, you know? So I just kind of let them feel it out essentially.
I don't know, I mean, the way that you're saying works, I just do it the other way, which is with the reports, and it's always worked with the data. So I like setting, for me, it's that expectation up front. And it works every time. So again, it depends on how you guys work, right? Because the reports and be going to them. I even have people pre-sign, like if it's a little bit on the higher side, I'll have added in the listing agreement, have them pre-sign the price. So if it doesn't, we don't have an offer within 2 to 3 weeks, we drop it.
Especially if they're wanting to list high and you know it's
Higher,
high.
yeah. And they do it every time. So I guess it just depends on how you sell it, right? You've been doing it a long time, just like we have. So it just,
To find out what
it's
their-
whatever works.
Yeah, and find out what their expectations are. Maybe
Yeah.
you're not gonna do a lot of advertising on this. You're not gonna spend a lot of money if their expectations are less. So I think, yeah, reading your people.
I think that's what I was trying to get is, reading them and, cause everyone's different, right? Maybe you have an Intel guy, you go, okay,
Yeah.
you need to do something different here. Then you
That's a
got
great
somebody
point.
else that's more fluid and you have to change direction on that one. So it's just kind of whatever feels the best.
That's a great.
So I think what have we learned here? We all do it differently. There is no right or wrong.
No.
Whatever works. Yeah, whatever works.
And that's what, again, we can learn things from each person, right? So learning what you do, learning what Veronica does, you do, it kind of helps. Maybe it's something you haven't thought of doing before. Maybe you try that. If you haven't been really presenting the data, go for it and see if that works.
I had a client, oh, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 months ago that she was set on the price. She said, I'm not going below this price, And we were sitting on the market it probably was on the market for about a month. And I said, okay, look, you're right. 4 or 5 months ago, you could have got this price, 100%. I'm with you. You probably could have got more, 40 grand more than this. But let me just do the numbers with you on what a mortgage is going to cost now versus what it cost 6 months ago. And we just sat down and her mind lit up. It was 60,000. We dropped it $50,000 and we still didn't have all the activity we needed, but we had we got one offer like a week or two later, right? But that $50,000 6 months ago, her payment would have been $600 less than $60,000 left now. So the purchase price dropped $60,000, and it was more now, it was more now at a lower purchase price than it would have been at a higher purchase price. Yeah. 6 months at a lower payment. So it was it was just like, oh, okay, that's easy to comprehend. Like I get that, so it all comes down. You are in sales, the better you can educate, the better you can teach, the better you can communicate your message to, how, hey, this is how a home sales, I know there's all these HGTV, shows that they go and see 3 homes and then you buy a house and you pick one,
In an hour.
Yeah.
It'll show you the 20 in between.
Right, yeah, exactly, but that's just not reality, really. And so it's setting the expectation, and educating your clients as you go along.
Maybe we can segue that into what is going on in the mortgage industry right now. So, we know rates are a little volatile. You can speak to that.
I mean, I think rates are gonna, as Michael said, are gonna be like this for this year. I would say that they've been pretty stable until probably like the last week. And now we're starting to see a little bit more, 2 to 3 price changes, during the day. So I'm just telling all the agents, and I know I've worked with a lot of you guys, call me before you submit offers. Check just to make sure that rates are there. Because obviously payments that I quoted at the beginning might be, different a couple of days later.
Where are we at right now?
I would say really based on credit score too.
Best credit score. So let's say 740 credit score. What's your conventional rate at?
I would say we're in the mid 6s.
Okay.
Probably like 6 and maybe 6 and 5/8. But I'm doing pretty much every deal that I have right now. I'm buying the rate. So I'm getting, and Faisal was right. I am seeing probably the last 2 or 3 contracts I've received. I've seen the purchase price go up to cover the closing costs.
Yeah.
Another thing that is coming back that a lot of people might, it depends on where you sell, but USDA is coming back pretty powerful.
Oh, really?
So 100%
Good for us in Prescott.
Yeah.
We have big areas.
Yeah. So in Florence, there's a lot of Florence, AJ, out like that. You can
Cool.
search, yeah, and you can search when you create your search in Armless, you can search just for USDA. So if you have somebody that needs 100% financing, minimal, the mortgage insurance is cut in half. And the rates are decent, even with, you know, a little bit of the lower credit score. So, you know, definitely.
It is income though.
Yeah, it is income. It is income, but they do allow you to use kids and people that are living in the house.
Well, that's cool.
So, and I don't know if they'll go.
Hey, if you've heard us talk about before, I mean, I've been talking about for a while, is that 2023 is gonna be that year where there's gonna be a lot of fluctuation, especially with us going into a recession, things are happening right now. And we think, I mean, I can say for sure, but coming into 2024, 2025 is gonna be a good time. I mean, you've got big industry moving here. You got the multi-billion-dollar plant up out west, right? You've got Virgin Atlantic, you've got some of these big companies that are moving in here. So there's a lot of movement in Arizona. So I don't think here we'll feel the pain as much as other cities or other market centers around the country. But nevertheless, it's still going to be a bit of an interesting time for 2023. So the more educated you are, the more you stay in touch with your lender, the better. And also leads us to a point, a couple things we wanted to talk about is what are you doing, you know, right now for 2023? Are you gearing up for this year? Because if you're not, then it's time to start getting busy. And what do I mean by that? Not busy, getting productive. So, you know,
Breon
right now.
say something. Okay.
What's that?
Breon wanted to say something.
Yeah, absolutely.
They got their hand raised in here, so.
Hey, you guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, who's that? Is that Kelly?
This is Kelly Johnston. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. You can hear me or you can't?
We can hear
you, yeah.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to let you guys know I kind of chatted with broker Michael about this earlier just because I've been showing my daughter properties. And there is a great product out there that's it's a portfolio product that's out with MidFirst Bank, has to be Maricopa County only and fall within certain census tract areas. But she is buying, she got, with the prices that dropped so much, she's getting a brand new townhome up in Phoenix, great location. But she's getting this program is a $15,000 grant, no repay, no silent second. It's a conventional loan, 3% down, and you do have to be a first-time home buyer. Max income is $88,000, but there's no mortgage insurance on this loan, which for her, like in the price range she's at, was like over $200 and some dollars, which was decreasing what she could qualify for, and purchase price wise. So it's a great product. I can send the information over to Michael, and but again, you just have to, you know, go into the census tract if it's in a low to moderate income bracket and the minority is over 50%, they qualify for that $15,000 grant. And again, there's no repay and there's no silent second and no payment.
Great. Thanks for sharing that.
Breon, go ahead.
All right, so I was just gonna ask a question to the group, really. How many people have had their deals affected by maybe a client whose credit wasn't really where it needed to be at, or, you know, maybe had any issues with that? Is there a lot of people that's been affected in that way?
With credit, buyers with bad credit?
Yeah, like buyers or anybody like that who, you know, maybe has some issues qualifying for the loans.
I've had a few people, so like it kind of ties into what you guys were saying about how the market's kind of picking back up. Randomly, like at the beginning of this month or end of January, I had a ton of people all of a sudden that came back out of the woodworks and they're like, I'm ready to do something. And a few of them, because we put them on a plan and we're working on the credit, you know, I've run into the issue where it's like they still can't get approved, and it's like, guys, you have to do the stuff we told you to do. So I mean, I've definitely run into the issue of like, but it's kind of like, okay, if you don't do this stuff that we've told you to do, I don't know what to tell you. Otherwise, you have to pay this stuff off, or, you know, whatever the lender told you that you need to do to pay that stuff off. So I mean, I've definitely seen, you know, people coming back that want to buy, but then they're like still kind of in a weird spot and they can't really.
Well, you missed some importance about that, and that is, them laying down the path for success to them, right? That starts with the lender. So when they say, hey, you have to pay down these credit cards, you have to do these 3 things, and you'll be ready in 3 months. And it's like really putting that plan out for them, so that you can help those.
And I try to touch with them, make sure they're, but I mean, ultimately it's like, I can't want to buy a house more than you do it. If you want to pay for, you got to do this stuff that the lender told you to get this, to buy a house. Like I have a client that she's in Virginia, and she is doing a couple things. She has to like pay 2 things off or whatever. I think she just needs to get on the phone and get them deleted or whatever. And I'm like, hey, she's supposed to be here in April for her new job. And I'm like, if you don't get this stuff done, next month, you're not going to be able to buy a house in April when you get here. So like, you need to do that stuff ASAP. And I think I talked to her yesterday and I'm like, did you get on the phone? Did you give it to people? I was like, you and Brian get on the phone. Like Brian said, he's going to get on the phone with you and talk to the creditors to make sure you can get this stuff done. And she's still kind of just like lackadaisically like, oh yeah, I'll get to it. And I'm like, I can't tell you how many more times, like it's either that or you don't buy a house. So I'm like, I don't know what else to tell you. Yeah. So
So the reason why I'm sorry, go ahead.
Because some of our clients won't ever buy a house if we don't follow up properly and keep after them and keep encouraging them and nurturing them. The 2 people that I sold homes to in December were people that I had talked to for over a year. And that's just because you just keep calling back and hey, you checking the site? I see you're on the site. You want to get out and see some houses? Oh no, I still have that thing to do. Oh, well, okay, let's see what we can do about that. When you become a let's and you become on their team, it's no longer like you need to do this, let's do this. And then they feel like, oh, okay, I don't have to do it by myself.
Got you. And I appreciate the feedback. And the reason I asked that question is because I have ran into situations where people were eager to buy a home, but maybe their situation didn't permit, maybe credit was a little bit short of where they needed to be at to qualify. So I do have a credit company that we do we do offer that assistance, where I was able to successfully move a couple clients who were in that position from not being able to quite qualify to getting them to where they need to be at to qualify for the loan. Usually the turnaround time is about 45, sometimes in most cases, like 45 to 60 days. Then they can get at least enough in a bump where they can at least get over that hump to qualify, depending on what their score is. So, I just wanted to offer that suggestion to you guys. We do have some other things that we can do to kind of assist with, helping the deals to go through. So I just want to get that, kind of let you guys know if you need any more information, I can send over whatever you need to take a look at. So just a suggestion for those people.
You also need to be not the people that you're doing credit repair for, but they're, especially with rates now, if you're a 739 and you can pay $200 on a credit card to get a 740 and get a quarter better in rate, it's the same for somebody that's a 600 or 620, just making sure that you're looking at I look at every credit report now to see, okay, if they have a little bit of extra cash, what can we do? Because it makes a big difference in rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I think that's also a misconception too, in some ways, where, sometimes it's things that they have on there that needs to come off to help improve their score. Maybe they don't know how to go about it. Maybe they might have some difficulty doing it. And, people, they don't have time a lot of times. So, to have someone who's in a position to offer assistance in that way is probably pretty helpful as well.
Thank you.
So I'm going to put it out there right now. What I was talking about a little bit ago was, what are you doing right now to really set yourself apart for 2023? And I've met with, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 agents in the last week have come to me and said, hey, I really, what do we got to do? I got to get out there. And I went right back to the basics, which is database. And if you're not talking to people every day, you're doing yourself a disservice. So you need to decide and make that commitment that you're going to talk, try to have 2 or 3 live conversations a day with people. And I don't mean hit them over the head with the real estate hammer, just simple conversations that start connecting again to everybody And I can tell you, 3 of those agents are now busy. I know one couldn't be here today because she's out showing property. So, and it was just, once you have that aha moment for yourself about, oh, this isn't as difficult as I thought it was, because the scripts that we teach, especially in Relentless Agent, are non-invasive. They're not intrusive. Dean and I were just talking about this yesterday, but it's your approach, right? How are you talking to the people? And it shouldn't be, hey, you know somebody that's buying or selling real estate. It should be, how are you? I haven't talked to you in a long time. I'd like to catch up with you. Or how are you? Is there anything I can help you with today? Just simple things that really get you engaged with everyone you know. And then you should have a path to, you should know where you're going. If you know how many deals you're want to do this year, or how much money you want to make this year, you got to have a path. We've had a lot of business planning going on for the last couple of months, vision board, business plan, a lot of different things have been going on. So hopefully you guys are taking advantage of those things. And if not, that's okay. It's time right now to make that decision that, all right, I'm going to start as simple as with my phone. I'm going to start reaching out to everybody and start having conversations, because it's going to be tougher this year. Market's going to fluctuate, rates up and down. They're crazy in the last week. Jeff and I have been talking about this last couple of days, man. They've just been a roller coaster. So, you have to be prepared for this year. And part of that's going to start right there, right in your database. So start building it. It's just something I know I wanted to share. Michael could get into it, and Danielle. We got leads coming, you guys. We're unveiling that in the next 2 days. We're almost done with it. We have a new lead program on top of the one that we got. That's another way that you could help your business is taking a look at, that's something you want to do. We got a leads manager. Danielle's going to head the leads team, and she's gonna has designed everything that we need. All the training, we're going to heavily train how to convert leads. So we got a path for you guys if that's an avenue you want to go this year. Open houses, like Michael just said, there's a lot of properties on the market right now. Our listings are up right now. So there's a lot of opportunity for you to get out there and meet a lot of people and start doing open houses. It's one of my favorite things to do. So just a couple ideas that I wanted to share with you about, going into 2023 is really making the commitment to get to where you want to go. If you don't know where you want to go, come in and talk to us. We'll help you. But
One thing that I would say too, and you probably know as well. Granted, I've only been an agent for 18, 19 months or whatever it is. But when I first started, the first thing I thought, and it's kind of the same thing for, I think of, and me and Faisal talked about this too. I'm like, what's the easiest thing I could possibly do to get deals? And I'm like, okay, should I go out and try to talk to a bunch of random people? And I'm like, that could work obviously. But I'm like, my first thought was well, who has clients? Agents have clients. So I should talk to other agents. And so a thing that really worked really well for me, and you do a lot of referrals as well. The first thing I did was I'm just going to talk to a bunch of agents. And I'm like, I'm pretty good at converting deals. A lot of agents probably don't convert that many deals, or they have a bunch of leads that they're not even working right now. Because inevitably, once you've built up a system of stuff, stuff falls through the cracks and stuff like that. So I just started reaching out to a ton of agents, just being like, hey, I'm brand new. I don't know anything. I've done sales for however long, but let's meet up and give me some information and try to pick your brain or whatever. And a lot of them I ended up talking to them. And I was like, hey, if you want, you just give me the leads and then I'll just convert them and I'll give you a percentage of it and then do a referral, And I probably got when I first started, now it's a little bit different because people are kind of holding onto the leads a little bit more, but there's still people that are producing at a decent volume, even while it's slow. And there's a lot of stuff that they're not doing at the same time. So I would always find really small teams or people with 4 or 5 people, but they have enough production that they're obviously paying for leads or getting something somewhere. And a lot of them would rather convert some of the lead and get something out of it than just not do anything with it. So that worked a lot for me. And I still have people that from other brokerages that send me leads and I work on them. And then once we close them, there's a guy that I work with from EXP, and he has a bunch of leads. He has the team of people, but he's hey, they don't really convert the leads that much. So, so he just sends them to me and sends them to me in a text. And then we just, work on them. And then as soon as I get one and I show them the house, and then, generally I can convert somebody pretty quick once I've talked to them. But that worked really great. And it's an easier thing than me trying to go find people or run ads to go to find people that are just happening to want to buy. And the good thing too is that now once I've built the relationship with them, I've had these people that are clients. And I mean, obviously with doing open houses as well, like kind of like leading back into that database thing, like for follow-up, especially, like that's the one thing I like doing because I like just following up with people in general. But like I have a client that came down in December and we looked at a couple of things and then they went back. I think Pennsylvania. But I mean, I met them from my very first open house I ever did. And I've just always kept in touch with them. So they're like, looking to buy some other properties that they're going to do as like rentals. But, I'm like, I've still always talked to them. And I'm like, it's been almost 2 years and I still talk to them. They're not necessarily buying anything right now, but I mean, I still always just follow up with those people because it's like, I don't know, eventually it could always
Don't
turn into
think of
something.
this for me, you guys. I mean, Joshua Smith just put out a video just about a week and a half ago. So I've been talking about this for probably years. I've been telling people that, this is definitely, one of the best ways are open houses. Talk to the top 1% of agents. I'll tell you, open houses are a way to go. But he just put out a video a week and a half ago. He said the top 4 things to do in 2023 that for you to really build your business. Number 1 was database. Number 2 was open houses. Number 3 was leads, good leads. And number 4 was exactly what you just said. Go reach out to teams or other top producing agents that are out there that can't do the leads. They can't keep up with the leads because they're busy, and help them to coach the leads. Those were the top 4 things that he put in that video. That was just a week and a half ago. And he's one of the top teams in Arizona. So
yeah.
And can I just add to you?
Absolutely.
Those things were all things that I learned, well, in the short, 3 weeks I've been here. I came into your open house training. Evo gave me some leads. I was in the office and Terry saw me, so I'm doing an open house.
Don't
for
tell them
tomorrow.
I gave you these.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Everybody. No, but seriously, if you just plug into the resources here.
Yeah. I mean, that's the big thing that's worked the best for me. I mean, I don't tout myself as someone that's relatively like super duper smart. I feel like I'm like the average person and I'm like, well, what's the easiest way to do something? And I mean, that might be just my natural, like not wanting to do stuff or like do it the easiest way. But I mean, I was like, well, these people already have clients and established business. That makes sense. And then I just really doubled down on like, let me go meet people. Let me go talk to people. Let me go to whatever events there are, meet other agents, meet other lenders, whoever, and just try to meet as many people as possible. Yeah. Networking. And then also too, like social media. I mean, the deal that I have under contract right now is a client that I got from Instagram and she found me on Instagram. I have another client, the one that's needs to get her stuff done before April. She found me on Instagram, I guess. So, and I mean, the one that's under contract right now, I got her on Instagram like 9 months ago. So, I mean, it wasn't like a instant thing. I talked to her 9 months ago, got her on a plan, and it wasn't even her that's actually buying. It's her boyfriend. She's like, oh, my boyfriend got a pre-qual. I'm like, perfect. Now you'll buy a house. And then now your boyfriend's buying a house. I'm like, cool. So it's like, it takes a long time, obviously, depending on like, unless you get a client that's like ready to go, like, like I've had a lot of clients that are just like cash and they're just like, oh, cool, here you go, buy a house. But I mean, most of the clients I've had, it's been like a process. It's a long process.
Well, I mean, something to think about too is you're not going to meet someone, like you said, you're just going to go buy a house. There's some things that got to happen first. Just like you're not going to meet a girl and go marry her the next day. You got to build a relationship. You got to take time to build it. It takes time. There's no replacement for time. It's just not. So you just take time being consistent, persistent, and letting them know, just keep poking your head up. Hey, I'm still here. Call every now and then. Just take time. I mean, think about how you feel when you first start dating someone. You're all in love with them. Then a couple months later, maybe you love them more, maybe you don't. You know what I mean? But they got to make sure you just keep building that relationship so they always trust you. And when they ask questions, you have answers. If you don't BS. You don't have the answer, say, let me get back to you. It's just an excuse for another touch. That's it. When they ask you if you don't have the answer, it's almost better. You know what? I don't know that right now. I'm going to find out. Then you can say, hey, I just sent you an email. That you want to make sure you got it. Can you pull that up? Just want to make sure. If you have any questions, let me know. It's just a reason for another touch. That's all you're doing is that's a relationship. You're just touching them. It sounds weird.
Well, it's a relationship. You're just touching.
They literally
don't recommend touching.
Don't touch your body. It's referred to as a touch. Sometimes it's just.
I think what he's getting at is really.
That's exactly what they call in the biz. They call it a touch. How many touches does it take to
Danielle has a new class. Danielle has a new class.
I've been touching Danielle for 2 years.
My husband's fine with
it. What he's getting at is really pipeline building, right? Yeah. Building the pipeline.
Change the name of it.
I know, right?
Touching.
Get in touch with that one, Frank.
Touching your clients to that.
I will tell you that I did a video the other day, and it's up on the YouTube channel on the database, and at the very end of it explains what Frank is
In a different way.
but it's really building a pipeline. I actually drew it out there about, because some people aren't ready for 24 months, not ready for 20 months, not ready for 18 months. But you have to get excited about that and stay in touch with them, and not touch them, but stay in touch with them, and then keep building that relationship. And then all of a sudden they'll start raising their hand. Remember me, and your business will really start to flow.
When I first started recruiting real estate agents, they told me it's gonna take an average of 8 to 14 touches before you get an agent to make a move over. So those touches aren't always, are you ready to make a move? Are you ready to make a move? Are you ready to make a move? It's sometimes it's,
how's the family doing?
how's the family doing? Hey, what's going on? Hey, you know what? I saw this. What did you think about this? Did you see what happened on the news? Make it relevant. Keep it so they know that it's not, sometimes it's not automated.
I mean, me and
You might have
some of my clients, we regularly just go and get lunch. And then
How many times?
we just hang out, talk a little bit, and then we leave. And
This guy told me no for a year and a half.
Frank touched me for a while.
And he did. But we still kept in touch, right?
Wait, yeah.
And look where you're at now.
Yeah, right.
Can you say that louder?
He touched me. It's
Yeah.
On video now.
Yeah.
He's over 18. He's like,
It's fine. Have you
make his own decisions.
life like it was totally innocent?
No, but seriously, it was not always like he would text me and say, "Hey, I just sold in our house and I got to keep all my money." And
Well,
we
yeah.
would joke with each other, and then every now and then we just talk about other stuff. And those are the touches I think that.
And then me and
that's
Sam would look at my phone and be like, "Crazy, this guy is. He just texted
But he's
me.
crazy.
He sent
When I
me a
called
picture
you,
when you
that-
got married. He sent me a picture, and I was like,
It's because he knew what a genius.
So we're-
And he
Yeah,
knew.
and
look where you're at now.
I know.
we've got some really cool classes coming up, you guys. We're gonna have like a lead conversion class. So we were actually calling it Talking Shit with Evan Frank. So
Yep.
he's gonna lead that class. We're gonna get into, how to keep them, how to talk to them on the phone, how to really convert on the phone, all that stuff. And it'll be a fun class, I promise you. It'll be a lot of fun. So I'm gonna kick off that class with some things, about mindset, things like that. Then Frank's gonna really get into lead conversion. So that's coming up. We've got a lot of stuff coming up on classes. We promised that 2023 is gonna be a lot about production, how to produce, how to really get out there, convert business, grow your business, all that stuff. So look for those classes online. And yeah, just any questions? Anybody, anything they want to ask?
Anybody on Zoom got questions?
Okay, a little shameless plug is that for those down months that we just talked about, that would be a great time to join the leads team.
Yeah, if you want more information, everybody that's on Zoom, you want more information on that, you can reach out to Danielle, you can reach out to myself, Michael, or Frank. We can go over that information on that new leads program. The old one's still in place. That's still running. We're not going away with that. This is just something new. These leads are really good leads, you guys. We did a lot of research with them. I mean, the consumer goes through over a 15-point process to verify that they're real, their phone number is real, that they're interested. So they are
talk to them.
verified leads.
They actually talked on the phone with the person to make sure the phone.
Yeah, so there's a
Yeah, I'd like
rigorous
to
process.
learn more about that.
Okay.
I'll send out
that
an email I'll send out an email. Probably like later today or tomorrow once we get that rolling and then so everybody knows.
It's really hard to think of a better lead.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Well, there is a thing coming that they told us about on our last call, that in the next couple of months, we're gonna be one of the first people to be involved in it. And that is, they're gonna do live transfers. They're actually gonna convert the lead and then hand the live transfer over. So when that rolls out, we'll let you more about that, but they just told us about that on our last conference call. So
And that's gonna be the key, I think, 2023. Oh, it's always the key. It doesn't matter. It's always good leads, having good, strong leads that you can work and convert them in instead of wasting time. You could have 100 crappy leads, or you could have 10 really good leads, and you just gotta convert. Doesn't mean they're all gonna buy a house tomorrow, but you have the opportunity now, right? It's a good phone number, it's a good email. They wanna talk to you. I mean, I just don't know how much better it gets,
Yeah.
Someone wants
And
to-
one more announcement I forgot to mention, we're excited about, and I know Frank and Michael and I have been pretty busy. We are gonna be opening 3 more states in the first quarter. So our attorney, everything is in the process right now. To get the paperwork done for Nevada, for North Carolina, for California, and then right on the heels of that will be Illinois. So we think we're really close, we think, to locking down a broker in Illinois. So we're hoping that comes into play. So the revenue share side, guys, that's an interesting for those that people know states. So it's time to get excited about that. And I know we're excited. So we'll keep you informed of the details as that stuff starts to come to completion. So
Glendale or with Phoenix or.
We have Ray is over there in the office.
Yeah,
We're gonna have, in March, we're gonna
I
have
don't think
a,
Ray's on here.
I think it's March 7th, you'll have the announcement, we're gonna do an open house at his office over
Yeah.
there too. So, and we'll do a training over there, we'll do some things there, so we'd like to have a lot of obviously support over there for him. And then we are looking to the far west valley.
Well,
And
it's
we've
just
got-
cool as an agent, if I'm over there on that side,
To stop on it.
stop in and be like, hey, can I use your bathroom?
yeah.
Can I sit here with my clients? You know,
So that is our goal for 2023. Our goal is by the end of 2023 to have one out in the west side, one on the north side.
Yeah.
So is Ray's office open to all agents or is
Yeah.
it just their office?
So Enrique, you're on there, right? It's open to all agents, correct?
You might have dropped off.
They have a conference room there, so you
I
can.
understand, but like, want to make sure that it's open.
My understanding
clear,
is
because-
that anybody can go over there. That's why we're doing.
I thought the office
I mean,
was,
that's
like,
what Ray
to be
said,
open
said-
in office,
Ray
but
has
it
said
wasn't
that.
open to agents. It was
So I'm pretty sure it's open to them.
He
coming
lives,
over.
and he lives very close, so even if he's not there, he lives like around the corner, if I remember correctly. Ray does.
He lives, it's
31st Avenue, he lives in, or the office.
17 in Peoria.
Yeah.
Is he a Barrett agent?
Yeah.
So is it Barrett broker?
He's not
Is that a broker?
just
Well, so what I'm asking, is it a team office or is it a Barrett office?
Correct.
There's a big difference.
They run the office, but they allow agents to come to the office.
So there you
Hey Veronica,
go.
how,
Yeah.
hey Veronica, how long are you gonna be at the office today?
For a bit. Do you want me to holler at you?
Yeah, please give me a call if you don't mind when everything's over. Thank you.
Breon, also Leslie said for you to get in touch with her as well.
Yeah, I already talked to her.
The other thing I was gonna say, after this, we're gonna be having, so the new Barrett Real Estate app, I don't really have a better way to describe it just yet, but, it's basically Zillow for your specific clients, and so it'll be tailored to you. We're gonna be doing a training on that at 1. So the link for that, that one's gonna be via Zoom, because.
Oh, their Barrett property search tool.
Yeah, but it'll be a complete mobile platform so that you can give that to your clients. We're gonna be doing a training at 1, so the link for that is in the Zoom calendar.
It's a really powerful tool, you guys. And all the preferred partners will be listed there. It'd be easy to hand them out to your clients. And yeah, it's a really, really, really cool tool. I know the Chime mobile app's pretty good, but this blows it away.
Yeah. And then there was something else that I was gonna say, I forgot. One thing, we're gonna be sending out an email as well, but for those that don't know, they came out with a new seller property disclosure statement February. Oh, wow. It's already uploaded in BrokerNet under the listing checklists and also under the library for you guys to be able to access. But it's just a little bit longer. I think the last one was 7 pages.
What's different on that than would be?
Just to
Can you
update.
pick one out?
No, you wanna do the new studs.
Okay, obviously we can do the new stuff, but what is different from that?
Oh, well, it has your updated, whether or not there's a solar lease, it has a lot more information
More
about
in depth on the house and
about the
what it is to
technology
disclose.
for the sellers to still go, I don't know. Yeah. More boxes for them to say, to call you and say, what am I supposed to put here? Yeah, right. And you say, I can't tell you how to fill it out. Other thing too, I mean, hopefully some of you guys, or if not all of you guys will be on the call here at 1. But when you guys are doing stuff on social media, if you could tag Barrett Real Estate agents in that too, that'd be fantastic. So, or if you do reels, you can also invite a collaborator on the reels and then it'll post it to the Barrett Real Estate Instagram. So it'll be like on there. So if you could do that too, that'd be awesome. So.
And then thanks, Jacqueline. There is lunch here, so
Yeah.
in the back there.
Nobody on Zoom, you don't get lunch.
You can Bluetooth lunch.
Yeah.
We send you the bill.
Oh, and okay if I tell them to go wish them up.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So it is Kathleen's birthday today, so if you get a chance, please go and wish her happy birthday.
70. I shouldn't tell you, but she is 70. That's a big deal. But
He said
70 is a big. Yeah.
31 today. Awesome, my birthday's Saturday, I'm gonna be 30. So, all right, you're lying, I'm lying.
Yeah.
I'm in.
I have to get with you.
But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it, guys. So
excellent.
we'll jump off and then we'll be back here at 1.
Excellent. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
Thank you guys. Yeah.